Hey y'all. So I don't even know how to start this video. Like, here's the update, I guess. Okay, so today I am 12 weeks and 1 day. And I woke up this morning and I had this cramp, like this really, really tight cramp in my butthole. So I'm like, I don't know what this is, but yeah, it hurts. So I was like trying to go to the bathroom and it was just like, you know, making it worse. I'm getting ready for my clients. I'm getting up. I'm just trying to go about my day as normal. And I keep getting this really strong cramp in my butthole. And I'm just like, oh my God, it's so weird. Like, would I have gas or something? What's going on? So I'm downstairs and I'm in the kitchen and take my medication for the morning, take my prenatals, and then all of a sudden I just felt this, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, you know that feeling that you get, that bloop, that drop feeling, like something just came out of, you know what I'm saying? Your period might have started or anything. But I got that feeling. And I looked down and I kind of like trained my mind not to think for a second because I was going to freak out. I just kind of looked down and ran to the bathroom at the same time. Okay, so I'm in the bathroom. I pull down my pants. I'm like, please don't be blood. Please don't be blood. Please don't be blood. And I look down. It's blood. I'm bleeding through my pants. Okay, so I know the thing to do is not to assume or whatever the case may be, but between the cramps and the blood, and I couldn't remember if it was bright red blood or dark blood, which one was, you know, the one they say don't worry about too much. So I didn't even care at the time. I just knew that I was going to go straight to the ER to get checked out. I was actually starting to feel a lot better, and I took that as a good sign because, you know, at your 12 weeks, you're just getting out of your first trimester, which they say is the worst trimester. I was starting to feel a little bit better. So now I'm just thinking, was that a good sign or a bad sign? It's looking like a bad sign. I'm waiting for a room to open up. I text Skip, but I guess we just wait. And I'm just sitting in there. I'm just like cramping so bad. Like at this point, like my cramps are like intensifying. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm still bleeding at this point. I put a pad on before I left the house, so they kept asking me all these questions like, oh, how many pads are you filling up? And I'm like, how long are you supposed to bleed before you go to the ER? Like, seriously, honestly. How many pads? Like, I don't think I'm supposed to be filling up any pads at this point in time. I'm literally 12 weeks, right? Like, at my first trimester, ready to be right over my first trimester. And any type of bleeding is not good in my book. So all the questions, everybody kept coming in and out, and I had to answer them 4 or 5 times, and I'm getting aggravated at this point. What really took the cake was the lady at the front came back in my room. These people just came up in this room and told me, oh, you have a copay of such and such, such and such. I said, okay. She said, you want to take care of this now? Like right now, right? Do I want to pay y'all right now? I didn't even receive any type of care yet. Like, and y'all already ready to fork over the money. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy, bro. I don't understand. I don't visit the emergency room much, but call me crazy. I don't think that when you're in the middle of the emergency is the correct time to ask for payment. Georgia. What? Georgia. All I want is an ultrasound. Like, I just need to know what's going on with my babies. Like, that's all I want to know. All this extra shit, paperwork, answering the same questions over and over and over for everybody that walks in the room. Like, communicate with each other and let's figure this shit out. Straight up. Boom. I'm just sitting there, obviously, waiting. They hooked me up to all the things. Hooked me up to all the machines and what else. And they're monitoring my vitals. Nurse keeps coming in and out. They get my blood work. I go back to, they take me back to go get my ultrasound done. When I tell you, this was the longest ultrasound in the history of ultrasounds. Like, it could not have been any more dramatic. It couldn't have been any more dramatic. Number one, they had two students checking me out. So on the one hand, I'm thinking maybe it's taking so long because they don't know what they're doing. Then the other hand, I'm thinking maybe it's taking so long because something's wrong. You know, they're not allowed to tell you all the information. They're allowed to do their little thing, take their little pictures, and they're supposed to pass the information on to the doctor, and the doctor will, you know, go over the information with you. So I try not to ask too many questions, but they were asking me questions, and I happened to get a glimpse of the screen, and guess what, y'all? I seen baby A standing up on his 2 feet like this, bouncing like he was on a motherfucking trampoline. And I was like, is that a baby? And she was like, oh yeah, you know what you're having? I was like, do you know what I'm having? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to get a little bit of information out of you without asking too many questions. And then she was like, do twins run to your family? And I'm like, yeah, as a matter of fact, they do. And then she was like, basically trying to hint that I have 2 babies. And I'm like, I know I'm having twins. I just thought you was trying to tell me the sex of them or something. So, long story short, literally they were on my stomach for like 35, 40 minutes. Just on my stomach. Then she goes, oh, okay, I gotta call the sonographer, whatever they're called, in to finish up with the whatever they were trying to do, take the pictures with the exam. So she comes in and then she's like, yeah, we have to do it vaginally. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, it's up to you. I'm like, well, I want to know just as much as you know. I mean, I want to know what I came in here to know. If you think I need to get something shoved up me, whatever. She's like, yeah, just because you were bleeding. I'm like, okay. Anyway, so she's another 35 minutes, y'all. Another 35 minutes with this thing inside of me, going in circles. I'm like, at this point, somebody just tell me something. I seen baby A bouncing up and down. I know baby A is okay for now. But when I got a glimpse of baby B, he was just laying on his back. Like, you know, usually he's the one king winging and dropping it like it's hot. So I'm just like, please don't tell me nothing. You know, wrong with B over here, because A is over here like living his best life. So, long story short, I'm on my way back to my room. They let my sister come back. And we're just sitting in there, waiting for the doctor to come, go over the results. And so, right, like when I'm just like had enough, I'm like in my feelings, I have to go to the bathroom again. I'm leaving the room. She comes in and She's like, oh, you have time to go over your results? Because I was about to go to the bathroom. I was about to pee on myself. And then she's like, it wasn't going to take that long. So I said, okay, I'll wait. And I'm sitting down, bracing myself, just trying to hear her. But she told me that both of the babies had a heartbeat. And they don't know what caused the bleeding. But if it continues, then obviously I'll be actively going through a miscarriage. But she told me to watch out for clots. I'm still cramping, I'm still bleeding right now, but she said if it gets lighter, then I have to call my and follow up with my OB on Monday. And if it gets heavier, I'll be back in the ER. So basically she told me it can go either way at this point. I'm so stressed out. Like, y'all, I legit had maybe like in the past 24 hours, I was just like, okay, we getting somewhere. 12 weeks, you're doing good. Like, you're out of your first trimester. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I was little by little being less of a crazy person. I actually was going to set an ultrasound appointment for tomorrow because Rachel and Jay is coming in town to hang this weekend, and now I gotta be on bed rest. And I don't know, I might see if we can still do that, see if we're up to it, but I don't know. This is so up and down. Like, my nerves are shot. Like, y'all don't even understand. This journey is not for the weak. Like, pregnancy alone is scary, but leading all the way up into this point, the things and the emotions that you have to go through, the physical things you have to go through, like, everybody's saying it's such a beautiful process, I need to see this part of what y'all seeing, because I have been nothing but a ball of stress for months now. Like, since we started this process, since September. Like, the thing that's pissing me off the most is, like I said, the lack of communication, the lack of like information. I'm a new mom. I've never been pregnant before. I don't know how much you're supposed to be monitored, but if your doctor is telling you, hold on, y'all. Yeah.
Hey, nobody called me back, and I called the Clayton Medical.
Ma, why did you call in the hospital?
Because I went by what your post said, because you're not.
I didn't even post nothing for nobody to be. What are you talking about?
It says I'm feeling concerned or scared. And
okay, but what does that have to do with? Let me call you right. Can I call you right back? Like, give me 5 minutes, please. 5.
Oh my God.
Please.
Yeah.
All right. I think I ran out of memory or something. My camera was just beeping. But yeah, that was my mom. She's a lunatic. She's like, what's the number to the hospital? I need to talk to somebody. Like, blah. Like, ma'am, they didn't even give me no information yet. What you think you calling up here is gonna do? But anyway, understandable. You know, it's your daughter, first pregnancy, high risk. Which brings me back to my point. Like I said, I'm a first time mom. I don't know everything. Like, I feel like I told y'all about my process with the clinic. Like, I feel like they're just so robotronic. They do step, tell you what to do. Now I feel like, okay, you're pregnant. Let's do the blood work to confirm. Oh, let's do the ultrasound, make sure I got a heartbeat. All right, cool. And then they kick you on out of there. Like, you know, you're bye-bye, go see your OB for the rest of your journey. Fine, understandable, but then if you're telling me at like 8 weeks, I get an ultrasound and my baby has a heartbeat. Okay, just stop taking all your medication at 10 weeks. Like, you don't think I need to be monitored in between 8 to 10 weeks, and then my OB's telling me they don't want to see me for another 4 weeks? So you think a high-risk pregnancy, like, just correct me if I'm wrong, do you think that even sounds right? You telling somebody to stop taking all the medications and then their OB tells them they'll see them in 4 weeks. Do you think that's okay to go 6 weeks without being monitored, without having any type of blood work done, without having any type of ultrasound to see like progress of the baby, if not whatever? Like, I understand that whatever's going to happen in between these weeks is more than likely probably going to happen, but I don't understand the point of being high risk if you're not being monitored. If they're not going to monitor my levels and make sure I'm on the correct dosage of medication, make sure like it's not too high, it's not too low. They tell me that, y'all, number one, you're high risk pregnancy if you are, I want to say 30 and over. I'm 35. So they told me I am at advanced maternal age. That's one reason why I'm high risk. Number two, I have Graves' disease. And number three, I'm having multiples. So any multiple pregnancy is more than likely going to be considered high risk at that. So I have 3 strikes against me. You don't think that when I went to go see my OB, let me tell you something. They didn't even tell me like who my doctor was or nothing. They did an ultrasound. They sent the ultrasound person to go in there, and somebody came, the nurse practitioner gave me a pap smear. They took all this blood work and like went over my paperwork, my payment plans and all that other stuff, what they charged for labor and delivery, all that. But not once did they tell me you're going to be seen by Dr. so-and-so. They never gave me no primary care like physician, like who I'm supposed to report to. They didn't tell me where I was going to be delivering. They said they got doctors on call. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand the process of what's going on. They also told me that they were going to reach out to me in a couple of days to a week to schedule me with my high risk doctor that I'm supposed to be seeing in between time. Nobody ever reached out to me. Never. So it's going on 4 weeks again. I don't see my OB until another 2 weeks. And I still haven't heard from this high risk doctor. That's why I'm pissed off. That's why I'm stressed. And this is why I can never just have 1 minute to enjoy my pregnancy. I haven't had one day where I was not stressed the fuck out, worrying about something. Like, nothing about this process puts me at ease. Nothing about it, and nobody. I just want the process that I see everybody else going through. You know what I'm saying? I want the joy. I want the happiness. I want to be able to plan my registry. I want to be able to decorate my nursery. I want to just be able to feel like, okay, this is happening. I haven't had one day where I felt confident and just, I feel like I'm wake up and tomorrow it's going to be something else. That's just how I always feel. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this video up. I don't want it to be super duper long, but yeah, this is where I'm going to be for the rest of the weekend. And we'll see which way this thing goes. I feel like we'll know something by Monday. And today is Saturday. I had to cancel the rest of my hair appointments for the weekend and get some self-care and whatever that means. Just know the one thing they tell you not to do during this process, you're going to do it the most. Which is, don't stress. Nobody can tell you not to stress, because there's so many things to stress about. Anybody's normal pregnancy, straight women, y'all have sex all the time with men. Y'all get knocked up. Like, half the time you don't even know you're pregnant until this point. So you don't understand the things that go on, so many things that go on in between, in the meantime. I literally got to watch the journey of my kids from the sperm to the egg to the blastocyst to the embryo to the transfer, like to see them growing up on the screen. Like, I get to see every process. I get to know too much that I just don't probably even need to want to know. And I think if that's one thing about this process, I just wish I didn't know as much as I know, because then I'd probably have less to stress about. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's a fucking lot. I don't know if my journey is helping or hurting somebody out there, but this is my truth, man. This is my life, and I don't know how else to convey that. It's not all rainbows and butterflies out here. Anybody dealing with infertility, straight, gay, whatever, it's a struggle, and it's scary. But guess I'll keep y'all updated. Call my mama back before she have a heart attack.